The Henry Ford has a collection of very innovative cars. They're both championship and paradigm changing. And the 2011 Daytona winner, the Wood Brothers cars, number 21 that Trevor Bayne rode, is just that. So going back to Daytona, I was there and thinking about what was going to happen with that race. And I saw Jeff Gordon come up to Len Wood and Eddie Wood and Trevor Bayne said he would take Trevor on the track and run with him. And I thought that's a pretty cool thing to happen. So the process of how this championship came to be, this wonderful win at Daytona 500, is amazing. It's an amazing story to tell. First of all, 60 years plus, the Wood Brothers, the longest running NASCAR team. They've always run Fords, and that's a great story in itself. But then there are trails of innovation through the entire sport, whether it's the innovations that they did with pit stops or the Indy 565, and then now with their sons, Glen's sons, winning in 2011, it's a great family story too in racing. You know, we think about the Unsers, we think about the Andrettis, we think about the Pettys. Now the Woods are on that platform. So it's wonderful to have it inside Henry Ford Museum to celebrate this wonderful win by a great driver who got his debut, and then with the great Wood Brothers team.
I feel like I did the day we won the race at Daytona. I've got that same emotion, that same feeling inside of me that it's just a happy day. You know, it's this to me makes it continue on forever, because it'll always be here, and this is the place it needs to be. It's its home. It's going to be beside sweepstakes. It's going to be beside the '65 Jimmy Clark Lotus. You couldn't write a script to beat that, or I don't think you could. So I'm just really happy, thankful, and appreciative that we were able to put it in here. Now I have something in here that makes this home to me, and I feel like we give it something, because you come in here and you look at things that everybody else has had, and it's just to have something in here. I mean, man, they've got Abraham Lincoln's chair that he was sitting in that theater that night. I mean, things that are in this museum are just unheard of. Just Thomas Edison's shovel over there. I mean, it's just so many things that, I could spend a week in here, and I'm going to.
When Eddie says the 21 car, this is home, this is where it should, it really touches my heart, chokes me up a bit. The Wood Brothers are members of the Henry Ford and coming here for years. I also like to say the Wood Brothers racing team were one of the first to win the Henry Ford Innovation Award. And so that was a few years ago for their great work in racing. Now, to actually have the car here, 2011, and they call it home, well, I think Henry Ford himself would be proud.
This is a big deal. It's so special for us, for our dad and uncles to have worked on that 65 Lotus. And Eddie and I were in here a couple of years ago, and it's like maybe someday we'll have something worthy of being in here on our own. And I think this represents that very well. And for it to be Ford's 600th win, and to have Motorcraft and Quick Lane on it, so much a part of the Ford family goes with it.
It went from the racetrack to the Daytona experience. Then from there, they rolled it outside, and then from there to Virginia to here. And there's a couple of people that got in the car that had to steer it, because it won't load it by itself. And I think it's fitting for Trevor to get back in it and just get to thinking about it. He hadn't been in that car either, and I think it gave him a moment of like, wow, it would have me. And I could see it in his eyes. It was just like, that's a great idea to sit back in this thing and just feel that moment, feel the seat, feel the steering wheel that, brought our most special moment. So that was big.
I went right back to that, the butterfly feeling of victory lane, and I almost teared up. I saw Eddie almost shedding a couple tears, and that's how you feel, though. I mean, when you think about what we did, you don't think about it that often. So when you go through a moment like this, when everybody's talking about their experience and you watch a video of it and you see the car sitting here, it gives you goosebumps, and you go right back to that moment. That was my first time back in it, and it's crazy. I mean, all of our cars kind of feel the same inside, but sitting in that one, it just brought it all back. Just the little way the mirror was moved to the steering wheel, or, how the drink hose comes over your belt. That was really cool. I mean, I just wanted to sit there in the car and take it all in. They kept saying, all right, you can get out now, but I just wanted to sit there and not really want to get out. But it's a great car. I mean, for us to have won that race with it after crashing it on Thursday, they fixed it up, got it ready, and now looks good as ever here with the front bumper rubbed off of it, the confetti on it, and it's at its home. It almost has that aura now, like something special, and that's how it felt when I got in it.
Driving America opened up January 28th, and we're really happy with what's going on. We have people flying all over the world to see it. It's truly the next paradigm-changing premier exhibition of automotive history in the world. So what's going on right now with Racing in America is we're coast to coast talking to people. We were out in San Francisco talking with Bobby Unser and Parley Jones to a group of 150 people, and we're getting the word about Racing in America. Next few years, hopefully by the end of 2014, we're going to have Racing in America built. And that's a story about all-American racing that's all through the lens of innovation. So whether it's the families, the story of the people, the drivers, the crew chiefs, the spectacle, the performance, that will be here. And so we're happy about that because we have the footprint built and ready to go. And also we can envision with all these teams starting to come in, especially like the Wood brothers talking about what's going on in racing, that we're connecting that story to the future too. So Racing in America is not only about the past, but it's where we're going to go in the future.